In 2020, scientists drilled directly into the crater left by the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs. What they found buried deep in the rock shocked them. Because the angle of impact, the direction that asteroid was traveling, was almost the worst angle physically possible for life on Earth. If it had come in differently, we might all still be living in the age of dinosaurs. Let that sink in. Stay with me. To understand what was lost, you need to understand what was there. During the Cretaceous period, Earth was unrecognizable. No polar ice caps, warmer oceans, shallow inland seas covering much of North America. And dinosaurs, not just one or two kinds, but hundreds of species, on every continent. They had ruled this planet for 165 million years. For context, modern humans have existed for roughly 300,000 years. The dinosaurs had us beat by more than 500 times over. This was their world. Completely. And then one Tuesday, give or take, everything changed. Approximately 66 million years ago, an asteroid roughly 12 kilometers wide, about the size of a city, came screaming through Earth's atmosphere at over 70,000 kilometers per hour. It struck what is now the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. The energy released was billions of times more powerful than the largest nuclear weapon ever built. Everything within hundreds of kilometers vaporized instantly. But here is where the 2020 drilling discovery changes everything we thought we knew. Scientists found that the asteroid didn't hit straight down. It came in at a shallow angle, roughly 60 degrees, from the northeast, and that angle was almost perfectly designed to cause maximum global destruction. Here is why the angle mattered so much. A steep, near-vertical impact would have blasted debris mostly upward into space. Less material would have spread into the upper atmosphere. But at 60 degrees, the asteroid acted like a shotgun, spraying billions of tons of vaporized rock, sulfur, and soot directly across the northern hemisphere, into the exact layer of atmosphere where it would cause the most damage. What followed is called impact winter. Sunlight was blocked, globally, for months, possibly years. Without sunlight, plants stopped photosynthesizing. Without plants, herbivores starved. Without herbivores, carnivores had nothing left to eat. The food chain collapsed from the bottom up. But that is still not all. Sulfur from the vaporized seafloor created acid rain worldwide. Wildfires swept across continents. And beneath all of this, the Deccan Traps, a massive volcanic system in what is now India, had already been erupting for thousands of years, poisoning the atmosphere even before the asteroid arrived. The dinosaurs did not die in a single catastrophic moment. They died in a slow, cascading collapse that played out over hundreds of thousands of years. Now, here is the part most people never think about. Some things survived. Small mammals burrowing underground missed the worst of the surface destruction. Certain birds, and yes, birds are technically the direct descendants of theropod dinosaurs, so dinosaurs are not entirely gone, also made it through. Crocodilians, turtles, and some sharks survived too. Why? It came down to three things: small body size, flexibility in diet, and the ability to live underground or underwater. The lesson the planet learned that day: the strongest do not always survive, the most adaptable do. And those small, scrappy mammals that clawed through the darkness, they would eventually give rise to every large land mammal alive today, including the one watching this video. So, how do we know all of this? The evidence is written directly into the rock record. Geologists on every continent have found the KPG boundary, a thin dark layer of clay that marks the exact moment of extinction. It contains iridium, a metal rare on Earth but common in asteroids. It contains shocked quartz, a crystal that only forms under the extreme pressure of an impact or a nuclear explosion. The Chicxulub crater itself was discovered in the 1970s, buried under the Gulf of Mexico. And when scientists drilled into it in 2020, the project that revealed the impact angle, they found something remarkable inside the crater's peak ring. A record of the first minutes, hours, and years after impact, perfectly preserved in stone. The angle of that asteroid is not speculation. It is written in the physics of where the debris landed, and confirmed in the rock that the drilling team pulled up from the seafloor. The science is settled. The mystery now is what we still have not found. The dinosaurs ruled this planet for 165 million years, and they were destroyed, at least in part, because an asteroid happened to arrive at precisely the wrong angle. 1 degree steeper, and perhaps they would still be here. 1 degree steeper, and perhaps we would not. Earth is a planet of violent, random change, and everything alive on it today, every mammal, every bird, every human being, exists because something survived what should have been unsurvivable. That is the anomaly. That is always the anomaly. There are many more stories like this one buried in the rock beneath your feet. So, if this one got to you, subscribe, because we are just getting started.